Kylie. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I was an avionics technician on Harriers, and I did that for 4 years. Veteran to me means family. Anytime I've ever encountered another veteran, you automatically just have something to talk about, something to share, and it's like you automatically become friends with the person. And I've never been around a group of people and have found one person in there, as another veteran, and then we just hit it off automatically. And then I think that, it's just a sense of family. It's just that's what it gives me. The term bus driver is usually given to somebody in the military if you're that person that messes up, does something wrong, and everybody else gets punished for it. And throughout my whole career, I was kind of that person. And so I became a bus driver. But when I first got that title, I was in A school. I was in Pensacola, Florida. And it was one night we had Liberty and we were able to go off base. And me and 4 other people, we left and we went to a bar. And mind you, I was 18 at the time, so it's a complete no-no. We're drinking, we get there, and we're already pushing it on curfew because we had to be back in the barracks at 10 o'clock, like that's restriction, And so we tried to get a cab. All the cabs were being used. Because everybody on that base, everybody's using the cab. So we tried to get in a cab, we ended up being late. So not only am I underage and intoxicated, we're late getting in a cab and late getting back to the barracks. And when we had arrived at the barracks, we have to turn in our little Liberty cards to the SDO, the front desk. And he already had suspicions because we're already late, and we're all standing there, and I'm pretty intoxicated at this point. And I'm just standing at the front desk, and he asked us to all breathe on his hand so he could smell our breath. What I do is I give him a high five. I didn't realize that he was asking us to breathe on him. I was that messed up, and I gave him a high five. From that was when he called it. He knew right away I was trashed. And so the whole barracks gets locked down. We get locked down, I think, for about a week or two. We get all Liberty privileges lost and everything. And I remember, everybody knew it was me. Everybody heard about it. And one day down the line, a couple people had gone out because they had gotten Liberty back, and they found a bus that was parked on the side of the road, and they took a picture. One of them pretending to throw somebody else underneath the bus, and they send it to me. They're like, "Oh, hey, it's you." I was like, "Oh, great." But that was a common occurrence for me, just because I'd never been free, in life, and the Marine Corps. That was dangerous for somebody that had been in a boarding school lockdown, had no freedom, and now I'm thrown into a place where I'm with people that is a whole different kind of group, breed of people, and now I'm exposed to the whole world, and it showed that I was free and I was living it. But little did I know being a civilian was gonna open up a whole nother realm of freedom, which is a whole nother thing in itself. But yeah, I had some good times though, some real good times. So yeah, that title carried along with me throughout my whole career, and I eventually got better. I wasn't completely terrible. I was honor grad for Lance Corporal's course. I did some good things along the way, but I had quite a bit of fun as well. So. I think the most impactful part of the Marine Corps for me, and one of the biggest stories or memories that I had, was when I was in boot camp, and it was towards the end. The whole period up until the end was a struggle, and it was tough. Every day, every moment you wake up, 4 in the morning, lights, coming on, every little thing was grueling. But those last couple of days was really what was hitting me emotionally, because prior to joining the Marine Corps, I was in a boarding school, and there's a guy there. He used to be a drill instructor back in the Army, way back in the day. He was an older gentleman, and he saw my athleticism and stuff in the boarding school. I had been there for 5 years, so he was almost like a grandfather figure to me. And he was the one that introduced the military into my life. Like my parents and that, nobody was in the military in my family, didn't grow up with it. But so he would tell me that, you know, Marine Corps boot camp was the hardest boot camp in the world. And as a 16, 17-year-old kid, I was like, you know, if I could do that, if I can be Marine Corps boot camp, I can do anything. And that was kind of the attitude I had going into the Marine Corps. And that was really the only reason why I did it. I wanted to see if I could. And so I went to boot camp. And then during that 3-day war, when I was in that, when that started, you know, it was the beginning of the last task that I had to do to earn that title. And I remember there was this moment where they told us, you know, so we get to the end of this point, we said like another couple of tasks we had to do afterwards, but, you know, it was known that once you made it past this point, you're pretty much guaranteed, you know, to make it all the way. And I remember low crawling through the sand, and they had it simulating, you know, you can hear, it was like fake war sounds. You know, they made it seem very realistic. You know, they had fake explosions going off, and here you are low crawling, you're carrying your ammo can next to you, you got your rifle with you, you're grinding in the sand, and, you know, your arms are tired, you know, you're bleeding, like you got sand fleas crawling on you, biting you, and you feel miserable. But all you want to do is get to the end, because you know, like, once you get to that point, then you're good. And I remember crawling and just laying there at the end, waiting for, you know, the rest of the team to get finished through, and laying there. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I did it. You know, I'm a Marine. Like, I know I have more tasks to do after this, but I felt so accomplished in that moment. Like, I was like, wow, okay, I did the hardest thing, supposedly the hardest boot camp in the world. I mean, I felt like in that moment I can do anything from this point on, and I think I've been able to carry that pride with me ever since. It's helped me lead my life a lot, and it's instilled something in me, and I'm very proud to be a United States Marine, and I think that was a big moment for me in my life. So my third story is going to be my time as a spouse, which is currently, but more specifically is my wife actually deployed, and I was here by myself, but that wasn't what was the tough part. The tough part was while she was there, she actually had to go through some stuff, and I remember the night when they got attacked over there. I remember that night getting a bunch of messages from her family, like her dad and her cousins, her aunts, uncles, everybody's just messaging me, and I'm like, I look at it and I was like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And then I get a message from Amanda the next day saying that she's okay, you know, she's in a safe spot, everything's good. I was like, okay. A couple of weeks go by, and she's able to talk about more things a little bit more because it's calmed down and situations handled a little bit better. You know, it wasn't that particular missile attack that I think was the scary one for me. I think it was when she told me about the ballistic missiles that had hit while she was just by herself in the bathroom getting changed, and she remembers, you know, the door getting flown open, walking out, you know, just seeing crater right in front of her, and I can't imagine that feeling, you know, thinking that, hey, maybe I'm not going to see my wife again, you know, or, you know, live to see another day. And when she told me these stories, and, you know, she was so far away, and when she got home, there's something different about her. And there still is. I gotta tell you, it makes me feel a little bit bad because I was the one that told her to go in. Because my experience, you know, I never deployed. I never saw danger. I mean, I knew people that did. I actually knew people that lost their life. But I didn't have that experience personally. So when I told her to join, I told her to go into the Air Force because I thought it would be the safest route, and I also felt like maybe she wouldn't have a chance of deploying either, that maybe it would just be this similar experience that I had. which was just a good time. It was just fun. But no, it turned out differently for her, and we've been working through this together every day. But I want the people that see this later to know that though my experience in the Marine Corps was all fun and games, well, it wasn't all fun and games, but it was more of a party, that not everybody gets that kind of experience. And those, some people are just never the same, after they go through things. And I'm 100% for the military. I think it's such a good thing for people. I got free education out of it. I got the pride, like I said, that I will carry with me the rest of my life. But I'm thankful that I didn't have to go through something that would have changed me to the extent that I've seen it's impacted my wife. And I know there's plenty of people out there that go through that. And you take a gamble when you join. You don't know where they're going to put you, where they're going to place you. For me personally, when I interact with any person, knowing a little bit about who they are and their background just helps you be a better person to them. And I feel like it's important that you're aware that not everybody has the same story. Not everybody, got out of high school and went to college and lived that life. And I think it's important that, as an individual, just being a good person, that you get to know somebody. And a veteran, they have a story to share. And some of them like to talk about their story, especially, you run into some of the older guys, and they got some good stories from way back in the day. And sometimes veterans want to share those things, and just having a fresh ear to listen to them helps them. And I think I think it's important for people to, I don't know, just be open to different. I don't know. It's just I take the same approach with any person that I meet. I think it's important to just build relationships, to be mindful, and to listen. You can learn things from other people too, and who knows, someone's story that might make you want to join the military. You never know. Like, who knows what you're going to get out of it, but I think it's just so important to listen and to embrace others and grow. Just grow as humanity, from all that,